And here we are once again. Uh, let's get started. So for today's topic, um, gonna be developing the windowed mode rendering. I have the swap chain, and it turns out I was trying to create the image views to be used in later rendering in the render passes, but it turns out I used the wrong structure. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to actually just leave it as it was before and create a new one. Yeah, let me just rename this and create a new one. So this is going to be always const everything unless you need otherwise. VK image create. Oh, doing the same mistake. Image view create info. Okay, this makes sense. Thanks for the autocomplete. I think I'm gonna restart Sea Lion because at some point it starts messing with the indentation. Yeah, this is not what I want. Let's get a quick restart. Repair IDE. Can I do that? Maybe that's not the right option. Invalidate. Yeah, let's just clean up everything. It's gonna take a little more, but that's fine. Cool. Back we are. Might take a little while to catch up on the code itself. So what do we need from this structure? Okay, it's not even able to navigate. Might just go and steal it from somewhere else, I guess. Can steal this. It's not gonna be too different anyway. Okay, now everything is so slow. Why so slow? I forgot to make my font bigger. There you go. Or maybe I'm just making the whole UI bigger. I wish there was a shortcut for this. So the zoom IDE 125. No, what? View appearance zoom IDE. Okay, pick that. It should be much more visible now. Readable, at least. All right. All good. So we can go back to our code. Nice. I need the designated initialization auto-completion. And you always pick that wrong. That's fine. So flags. Yes, we don't need flags. What's the available flag list? No, none of these matters for us. So the image, of course, the image is going to be image. That was pretty simple. View type. It's 2D format. This is for the color. Color create info. And then we need the same for the depth. So this will have the color format. The components. I think we can leave it. We can leave them blank because blank means identity. I lost where the code was. Yeah, so blank means identity. The sub resource region. We can copy this. So this is gone. This is like that. And maybe could shrink it down, but this way is more readable. And that's it. We can get rid of the old structure. Let's check for the return code. Const vk result. No. So there is a difference between tab and enter. Still trying to remember. So I should hit enter. Yeah, so it doesn't replace the next word. Okay, and okay. Cool. We have the depth, the color creation. Let's mark it color here, and the depth. Depth is gonna be similar. So I'm just copy pasting it. I could probably reuse the whole structure and change the color format and no, wait, no, this is from the color swap chain. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of a mess here. Get rid of it, and we need to do the same for the depth, which I haven't created yet. Actually, I'm gonna create the depth right here. So for every image in the swap chain, do I need a separate depth though? Because the swap chain needs to be, at least this color swap chain needs to be synchronized with the presentation, but not the depth. So I could keep a single depth image which will be synchronized between, yeah, while when it's finished rendering, it's not going to render two patches at the same time. Like the pipeline is not going to allow that anyway. So it's not going to be used in two different render passes. That would be a bit too much parallelism, I guess. But let's see what happens. We can always keep adding more. Color swap chain. And we get the VK image for the depth image, and VK image view for the depth view. They're gonna be null, VK null handle. Okay, and let's create it then. So not here. We want them to be created a single depth image. Oh, damn it. And I'm back. Cool. Single creation, so okay, create image, device, create info, depth, create info. This is going to be depth image, and the reference null to depth image. Good guess. VK image create info, depth please. It's not good at forward guessing. Now give me the type. Okay, VK, come on, don't make me type it. Structure type, create image, create info. No next, no flags. The type is going to be 2D depth format. The extent is going to be give me the extent please. So this is an extent 3D or 2D? What is it? So 3D. Okay. Oh, come on. VK extent 3D. Yes. MIP levels 1, array or layers 1. Wait, what did I put in here? Array layers. Yeah, it's gonna be 1. I'm not rendering stereoscopic with the windowed rendering. Samples. So we want the same samples as the color attachment. What did we put in here? Hey, where's the samples? Array layer. This is not okay. This doesn't have samples. Yeah. So we don't have multi-samples yet. And this is the swap chain. We're gonna retrieve. So we will need the rendering image as well. So that's the swap chain, okay? Depth image and color image, I guess. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna create the actual render targets. So color image and color view. So this is the render target, and I can start to see a pattern here where I can create render target as a type at this point because I'm using it quite a lot. Again, color create info. Where did I save this? It's the color swap chain views. That's fine. And it is not going to be a render target. Usage, and usage is not color attachment. Or is it? Is it a color attachment? Not quite sure. Gonna check this because I just want it to be resolved. Let's see. In Vulkan, what's the usage type of an image for resolve from an MSAA render pass? So in Vulkan, when you're using an MSA, an immediately resolve target, multi-sample and render pass, the image must include color attachment. Here is the reason. The resolve operation is part of the render pass, and the Vulkan performs in the end of subpass that uses the multi-sample color attachment. The resolve image must be a single sampled image with the same format as a multi-sampled one. Since the resolve target behaves like a normal color attachment but single sampled, it must have the color. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Thanks, Ghibli. For later, you want to sample or read, transfer. Oh, I need to present it, so this needs image usage. Does it have present? Sample, transfer, color attachments, sample. What's the usage for presentation to surface? You can also request additional flags, sample, transfer. So there's no specific, no specific for presentation. It's just the layout, I guess. Okay, doesn't need any specific usage. Okay, let's multi-sampled depth image, and the samples want them to be not 8. Well, we might want to be able to use 8 as well, but I don't have the code. VK tiling optimal. Hey, why are you not doing autocomplete? Where did he go? Where is Gemini? Oh, agent. Hello, agent. I'm not there to try this yet. So the usage, what I'm gonna put in the usage, vk image usage. This will be a depth stencil attachment. Shoring mode is gonna be exclusive, which is 0 by the way. Yeah, I could just leave this stuff out, and the initial layout is always undefined. We get the depth image. And copy this over to create the multi-sampled colored image. Oh, my nose is tickling. Alright, we have both images, and just need to make the corresponding views. Oh yeah, and add the checks. Color view. Okay, so the image is going to be color image, color format, color. Wait, what? Color. Okay, yes. No, I thought I was mistaken with the depth. It's gonna be view color, and the view is going to be color view. Nice guess. Color. Okay, everything is color there. Let's do the depth here, which is depth view. Depth image, depth format, aspects ratio is going to be depth, layer count. No, layer count is 1. Depth view, create info, and depth view. Oh, failed to create image view. Everything else is fine. Multi-sampled. Okay, good. We've got both of the multi-sampled things. So we should now be able to pass over the create swap chain. So after the swap chain is created, what do we do? Okay, create swap chain. We need to do something in the app side. On the app side, can I fold this? Be nice if I was able to fold blocks. Folding. Collapse. Ah, nice. Okay. Why didn't I see them? Okay, collapse that, collapse this. You don't need those. Init. These should be ifans. Well, probably not ifans, but that's a swap chain fans more. Present fence, yeah, let's call it present fence. Swap chain count. Yeah, we might need a different way to handle this. Maybe an abstraction. Or maybe not. No, you don't have to abstract everything. On the init, we might. Are we in immersive? Is it in VR mode? Bool windowed. How do I write? How do I spell windowed? Windowed. Yeah, let's do that. Windowed. And when main. Create window. Init. Okay. Bool XR mode. So XR mode is gonna be true if everything went successful. You have no idea what XR mode means, right? This needs to be true, not false. And if this goes right, let's start with false. And if this goes right, XR mode is gonna be false. XR mode, XR mode. If we are in XR mode, swap chain count is gonna be host in swap chain it's going to be XR mode. Otherwise, VK. Swap chain count. No. Doesn't have. Yeah, it doesn't have it yet. Need to make one. Can you guess what I need? Not that, but okay. Yeah, that must be useful anyway. No discard. Can you guess it right this time? It's E32 and swap chain count. You have no idea. Cons, no, accept. Return swap chain images dot size study cast and 32 and now we have it. Swap chain count. Replace with the swap chain count. Good. Anywhere else needed? And also here swap chain count. Let's promote swap chain count. Can you do that for me? Okay, apparently not. It's gonna be faster if I do it. Swap chain count. Nice. Start with 0. Let's also remember which mode we are. Bool XR mode. Okay. So this only matters sample count and that render path. XR need resources. Okay, so this only matters if we have an XR. Bind input. If XR mode so this is only for the XR mode. And the render, oh yeah, the render pass. We need a render pass. create the render pass. Why does he always jump to the wrong site? So create render pass in here, not in Vulkan. Okay. Render pass, subcolor, subpath. We need to upgrade to render pass 2. Just in case. I don't think we're going to have the device. Vulkan. Let's see. Vulkan SDK. Vulkan. Not this one. I want a caps viewer. The Radeon, which is an integrated GPU. Did I say? I have a doubt now. When I picked the GPU type, EK create device. Oh no, discrete. Okay, not integrated. So I don't know why it kept. I want to see if this has the multi-sample dynamic rendering. No, this also doesn't have the extension. That seems to be only for mobile. In memory. Wait. Image. Oh, I thought not bindless frame buffer, imageless frame buffer. Well, at least we got that. And what about this guy? Multi-view. Okay. Well, we don't need to take care of that. So we won't have the extension on desktop probably. So let's go back to the main app. If it's XR mode, if it's XR mode, I want to move this stuff down below. So the swapchain. Swapchain is gonna get it from the XR. Otherwise, let's split this initialization in two. Here we get it from the Vulkan. And we also want to save the render path, which Vulkan hasn't created yet. we just have the swap chain, and we need to create the render pass. To follow the render pass, I want to upgrade to the render pass 2 creation. Render pass 2, that should be available, right? Render, oh yeah, wow. Render pass 2 extensions. Yeah, render pass 2. I'm gonna copy this over from the OpenXR, create render pass. Instead of updating everything. Okay, so I'm gonna update a few of those things. It's gonna be probably mostly the same. Then we also have the resolve, the render pass 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that is also good. We don't have them. We don't have this. So what's the what's the view mask? What should I put in the view mask? If I'm not doing multi-view. View mask is a bit field of view, and this is describing which view rendering is broadcast to this subpass when multi-view is enabled. When multi-view is enabled, how do you enable that? How is it enabled? I don't remember how to enable it. Yeah, because you don't pass this in the pnext anymore. If multi-view is not enabled. Okay, so it's the the feature. Yeah, we don't have the feature, right? Yeah, we don't have the feature in this device. Do we have any feature in this device? ek create device. Yeah, we don't we don't really have features for this device. Create device info. Yeah, no features have been enabled. Do I need any feature? Create info. Where are the features? Here are the features. Device extension. Enabled features. Okay. Enabled features. Multi-view. We're not using that. Oh, but we might need robustness. Yeah, I need to copy over some of these. We definitely want robustness. Within robustness, what did I really want from robustness? is the null descriptor. Yeah, we're not using it for now, so can just delay this for the next step. Back to the render pass creation. Where was it? Render pass, okay. So we can leave this as 0. Multi-view rendering. I'm just gonna remove it whatsoever. And that should be it. Render pass, okay. Windowed render. What? Oh no, I'm closing everything. I wasn't expecting to fold everything. So we do have a render pass now. And I just need to return the render pass. Render pass. So you have your render pass now. Swapchain, VK render pass. Render pass. The main render pass is gonna be null at the beginning. But here we're gonna be using it and VK. So the samples count and swapchain count, samples count as well. VK sample count flags or flag bits. Sample count, XOR sample count, and again VK sample, which doesn't have a sample count, right? So we're not in XOR mode. The sample count is going to be the same, but let's create a function for the sample count. Now discard swap chain. Yeah, might be needed later. Now discard. No, we don't need the formats. VK sample count flag bits. Sample count const accept return. What do we return? Just return the sample count VK 4 bits. This can be made static, I know. Let's find any hard-coded values. Here, there, and a few more. Okay. Let's replace those with sample count. And sample count. Okay, no more. Great. So I can easily change sample count when I need. Render pass. sample count. Nice. Anything else accessed? Okay. Init resources. Yeah, that's fine. But only if XR mode. What is left? The render. So what does render do? Is there anything accessed? Render view frame.col. Okay, frame. XR frame context. Okay. Render. Well, that is driven from here anyway. So active poll. This is going to be it's going to be split into take XR mode and const float dt, and we're going to do this if XR mode, then tick XR mode, otherwise void tick Windows const float dt, otherwise tick windowed. So we're not doing any polling. Frame context. So we got a frame context. We do a present. Let's see. Let me just do nothing. Yeah, let's just do nothing and see what happens. At least it shouldn't crash. And we don't have our main window running. Why is that? It is crashing somewhere, and that's not very fun. So what happens here? Create swapchain is not doing a good job. Why? The physical device seems to be fine, but it's not able to find those properties. Physical device. Okay, yeah, of course. It's not going to be able to do that because get physical device properties is an extension. And the extension needs to be physical device properties, physical device features too. Well, it's not a feature. Physical device properties is, where is it? I thought it was an extension. List physical device format. Supported feature version 1 or equivalent. Get physical device. We do have 1.1, so that shouldn't be a problem. So what's the matter then? User mode data protection, which means this stack frame is not valid. Physical device, okay. Get physical device format properties. Let's go in. Okay. It can't do it. Why? Vulkan core. Now this isn't including Vulk. That's why. Why is it in? Yeah, this should include Vulk. That's why. Include Vulk instead of Vulkan. And try again. Good. Yep, that was it. Okay, keep going. And we break here again. Do we have a device? We do have the device. We do have the create info. What's wrong with it? That's an exception. Surface is valid. Create swap chain. Did you enable that? Extensions, surface extension. Swap. Do I need it? Yeah, I need an extension for sure. But which one? Okay, yeah, makes sense. Because not every application requires an extension, so a swap chain. So it makes sense for it to be an extension. Where are the extensions now? Device create info. Wait, but these are... Yeah, those are instance extensions. I need a similar approach for required extension. Yeah, this kind of stuff. Required extension, optional extensions, and okay. And features. So we don't have required extensions from XR. We have the device extensions. Well, these are the required extensions anyway. But we don't have a list of the available extensions to do the optional computation. So where do you get the extensions? Device extensions. Where are you? Okay. And that's down there. Required extensions. We don't require anything. But we have the optional ones. Dynamic state, buffer device address, multi-view. We don't need multi-view. Imageless, frame buffer, robustness, dedicated location. Yeah, these are all fine. The one that I need, the one other that I need is the VK swapchain extension. VK Chronos swapchain. VK Chronos swapchain. Good. Oh yeah, I need to wire this up into the create info. Since we are here, let's also do the features thing. Features. Okay. We don't need that. We might need that. We don't need this. and we need that. So no multi-view required, at least not for now. Robustness is good. Imageless frame buffer, we need that. Extended dynamic state, we need that. So physical imageless feature, okay. Dynamic state, multi-view, nope. Dynamic state, multi-view, this one, nope. Okay. BDA, yes. Multi-sampled, no. Physical device buffer address, yes. Pipeline cache creation feature, not really. And this not. What was that? Yes, okay. We have the features set up. And the first is supported physical device. Okay. And that's okay. Enabled feature. Okay, none of these features have been used so far. Robust buffer access. Isn't it the same? Multi-viewport. Oh. Nice. Enabled features. Okay. Device create info. Enabled features. No, this is XR. P next. In the P next of the device create info goes that. And the features, the extensions. Okay, extensions go like this, and we should be done. Cool. It is actually working. We have an empty window running. And we need to render something to prove that it is actually working correctly. So let's head back to here, and we want to create a present, similar present function. So the XR present, okay, it does a few things, which we don't really need all of them, but I'm just gonna copy this from begin to end and then filter it out in here. create command buffer, mediate render pass. And boom, present. Wow, everything is red. So the render pass attachment seems to be, oh no, that is not even the function that I need to look at. Okay, something is wrong with the indentation. Did I copy the whole function? Maybe not. Yeah, I did. I should have started from there. Let's try again. Okay. Okay, it just doesn't do what I expect. What? What's wrong with this code? Okay, this was correct. Just this one was wrong. Nice. XR, wait, all that waiting. We don't need that waiting. The views. Okay, this is all XR stuff. Waiting. Should we render? Frame state. Should we render? Always. And here, composition, layers, XR and. No need for that stuff. So apparently, we don't really have much to do, except for defining the frame context, which I'm gonna steal it from here. And this is going to be a regular frame context resolve, color views, frame buffer, render pass. We don't need any display time. And this stuff. Okay, this is not needed. Great, now that we have the frame context, we can do the rendering. So we also don't need that. Size, frame buffer size. The size is going to be the window size. That's gonna be hard to find. Window size. There you go. Size is, what is size? Extend, okay. So it's gonna be width and height. The color image will be color image. Depth images. Depth image. And resolve is the swapchain the swap chain for the swap chain index. The swap chain the frame index, the swap chain for the swap chain index, and here we define that the color view will be color view, depth view, and again swap chain views. I think I messed this up. Swap chain images. Wait, where's the frame buffer? Forgot the frame buffer. Create render pass. Create. Where's the frame buffer? Let's see. Destroy frame buffer. No. XR. Yeah, we are in XR. Only 6 users. That's impossible. There must be a create frame buffer. Yeah, of course. The frame buffer creation happens after the render pass. Okay, create render pass, and so we'll create frame buffer. There's gonna be no issues with windowed mode. Everything is known. Frame buffer size. Frame buffer size is again the window size. I should have it in the history. That's gonna be width and height. Layer count 1. View formats. Color format. Layer count 1. And depth format. And in the end, we also have the third. Now we can make this an array. Come on. Okay. So the third usage is the resolve, tail 1, layer count, and this is again color. What's wrong? This is const array. Std array is not included, probably. Let's see. Ranges array. Oh no, wait. It is included. What's the method then? Std array. Add template argument list. What? 1, 2, 3. They're all the same. Okay. That was the problem. This is for the images frame buffer. Must be 1. Must be 1 if multi-view is used. Layers. Multi-view. We're not using multi-view. So frame buffer is not defined. Okay. Let's define frame buffer. Render pass vk frame buffer. Frame buffer. There you go. It is now defined. Render pass frame buffer. You got all that you need. This is pretty much const. And we might be able to use it now. vk present with vk frame context. Awesome. We're not doing anything. Present and then command. So what do we do here? Would have been nice if we actually had the frame context, like the same frame context. It is pretty similar. The only difference is the projection and view and the display time, which I wouldn't mind, but that cannot be created from the XR, from the Vulkan, but it's defined as int64, so that can be fooled like this. And the rest is just matrices. Yeah. There shouldn't be anything wrong with this. View projection. That's all you care about. Let's go and update GLM. Okay, we don't have GLM. Okay, let's make this use Vulkan one. VK frame context. The forward declaration. Can't be forward declared. So why is able to use it. Maybe it should be put in the utils. Yeah, util frame context. VK utils. Okay. And GLM also in the utils. Okay, that sounds nice. Const utils frame context. Utils frame context. And from here we can find it in utils frame context. Awesome. VK utils frame context. All right. All seems good now. And back to the app. XR, now this is going to be VK utils frame context. What's wrong? VK utils frame context. Don't have utils? Okay. So import ca.vk.utils. That's as easy as it gets. So again here gonna be vk utils frame context, and also here vk utils frame context. And the same goes here. Reset. Okay. I wonder if I can move this. Or maybe I can just reuse it. Okay. And we do the present and we reuse the commands. Good. Yeah, that is pretty good. What? What's happened? My image is gone, I guess. Yeah, I guess the phone died. Yeah, anyway, we're almost there. So begin command buffer and end command buffer. Present needs to capture this dt as well. And can it render now? So solid flat, uniform. Is there any reference to other things than rendering stuff? So it should be good, except for the frame. The frame. So we want to, when the frame context is created, we at least need to set the invocation. I wonder what happens to the invocation ID. So the display time is going to be 0. We don't really care about that. Display time. Is it going to get anything from the display time? Shouldn't. Frame. The views. Okay. It's going to update the views. And render path. The size. Yeah, I don't see anything else. So the projection is going to be GLM identity or GLM mat4. And again, I need GLM back. Is it GTX? Okay, GLM GTX identity and identity. That's good. And that's the projection. Well, maybe I can just specify one of them. Don't really need. And the view. Who comes first? View and projection. Yep. So the view is also going to be an identity. Well, that should be good to render something. Nope. What's wrong? Import GLM. Could not find module GLM. And why not? VK, because it's not linked, okay? What the heck's LMG? LMG, it's a nice new library. Okay, something is still wrong. Utils, what is this utils? VK. VK utils. GLM. Yeah. Should be GLM. Who else is using GLM? Let's see. GLM CPP. Okay. GLM CPP is defined only in the app. That's not great. Let's see if it's gonna be able to find it this way. Dependency wise is not great so far. Yeah, maybe the presentation shouldn't be in here. So the view in the projection should not be part of this. Yeah, something is telling me to refactor this. Okay, compiles at least now. And it crashes. Great. We're so close, but still far away. Tick window. Okay. What? Why are you not debugging it properly now? What is this? Can you do better? Tick windowed. Okay. VK and command buffer. Okay, that is the problem. In the app, VK and command buffer. Present index and present index does get. Wait. But here we're getting a swap chain, but really not incrementing it. Equals to swap chain plus +1 module swap chain image swap chain count. Okay, so this was a const, does not. Command buffer, okay. Begin, present. Where are these allocated? Yeah. Where are these? Yep, they were allocated by swap chain count. Okay, let's check if swap chain count is expected value. It is 3. That's nice. And begin render passes crashing. So the begin render pass doesn't like what? Why is it validation not working? Do we have all the attachments? Begin render pass 2. So what is wrong? The render pass is 0, okay? So the render pass is null. It hasn't been created, and the frame buffer is null. So yeah, they haven't been created yet. Let's go back in here, create a swap chain, and then create the render pass. What? VK create render pass. No, I don't need those. Yeah, they're not used. Page create render pass and return false. And then if not VK create frame buffer. Fail to create frame buffer. Go. Now this should be everything. I don't expect to throw something nice, but oh boy, it still crashed. Okay, render pass is something. That is something. We have the size. So what is missing? We do have the views. Yep, everything seems to be right. So render pass info. Let's check this. Render pass, the area, the clear value count. All seems to be good. But can't do that. And subpass begin info. Okay, there's something. Wait, subpass begin info. Render pass views. Okay, this is XR hand pose. Yeah, we don't have those. Where's the validation layer? Oh yeah, that is in the layer, of course. We definitely need those validations. Surface. Yep, this one. So far we haven't got any validation. Now it's gonna be full of validation errors. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. This is a lot. So create swap chain, image extent which is outside the bounds returned. Oh, yeah. Okay. What is that, an error? Oh boy, there's so many layers. What happened here? Create image view. I might have done something wrong. Yeah, layer count is 1. Okay, layer count is 1. Is that all? Let's see. VK image create info. Used with no memory, but oh, yeah, right. What am I thinking? I forgot the whole memory thing. So VK create image doesn't have memory. In fact, that's not how you create an image. I forgot the whole allocation business. So we need the allocation stuff. Let's go back to the declaration. Depth, color, and then color allocation, depth allocation, color allocation info, depth allocation info. That's a lot. So that's a lot to write, but not a lot to use. So let's go to the creation. I will remove the old creation and switch it to VMA creation. So the image creation will be like this. Color image, color allocation, color allocation info. And that should be all I need. Okay. And the same goes for the depth. Let's do a copy. I'm gonna replace this at all. This will be depth. Depth. Replace all the depth. That's it. We should have the memory now. Okay. Fewer and fewer remain. Multi-view was declared, but one of the following requirement is required. Physical device. Okay, multi-view is declared. Where? Here, create shader module. Okay. This is a job for the shader class. Wait, where is it? VK create shader module. Oh no, that happens here. Okay, this is where it happens. And where did I declare that? Where is it declared? Sphere V capability multi. Wait, let's go to the code. Here, there is no. There's nothing about it. How did I declare it? If P code is a pointer, but none of the following required me. If the P code is a pointer to code and P code declares any of the capability. Okay, does the capability come from the view index? Let's try to get rid of it. Okay, there's no more view index, and we base this to 0. What does that mean? Okay, that goes away. So using the feature actually declares it, okay? Okay, good to know. Viewport. Did I set the viewport? Set viewport with count. What's wrong? Set viewport with count is not greater than 0. One buffer. Where does it happen? Set viewport with count. This happens here. Command set viewport with count. What's wrong? Width must be greater than 0. Okay, yeah, also here is the problem. Yeah, this shouldn't happen. The viewport needs to be set somewhere else. If we are XR mod, do this. Okay, that's fine. Otherwise, XR viewport and scissor. So they'll come from the window size. Where is photo with height window size, width and height. That's it. It's gotta be const and the same. Whoops, messed that up. Back here, that's gonna be VK and VK. We're almost there. We reached the 2 hours, so I guess it's time to wrap this up. Okay, there's still something breaking. Present scaling was not included in the pnext. Scaling behavior. It's 0 when the image extent. Okay, does not match. Present scaling. So is that the problem? Okay, is that the problem? Swapchain, XR swapchain count. Tick windowed. No, it shouldn't be that. Should be VR, not a VK. Sorry. But still, is that the problem? Come on. What is happening here? So is it working? Seems to be working. But it's not rendering correctly. So I need to adjust the window size to match. Let's go to the platform window. Width and height. How do I adjust the window size? To have the window size for rendering. Not that. When I do okay. So there is the adjust, which is width and height, and the style. This is the style. The next style is 0. What's wrong with this? No, that's not, can't be const rect. So static cast. What is it? Int. A word. How do they define it? Long. Okay. Long. There you go. What is this? No, I want to copy this bit. And we have the window width and window height. Okay, that should fix the issue. And hopefully render something. Okay, but why is this still not? Oh shit! Why is this still not rendering? Is it going through the loop? Oh, I'm missing the presentation. Okay. I'm actually missing the presentation. How do I present? How do I present the frame in Vulkan swapchain? Yeah, I was missing the presentation. Acquire. Wait, I didn't even do the acquire step. Oh, this is still so far from working. Yeah, why did I even skip the whole acquire thing? Okay, where is present? Yeah, that is definitely too short. So the first step is to acquire the image, then submit the command buffer. But present submit submit requires Q submit. Okay, now Q submit is fine. So that is fine. So image index. Yeah, that's that is not how you do it. Swapchain index. No, that is plain wrong. Image available must have been signaled when ready. What is this? Present the image to the screen. Okay, that is good. Acquire the next image. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'll be back on this to the third part.